In the mighty empire of Babylon, one of the most powerful kingdoms the world had ever seen, 3 young Hebrew men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, lived far from the land of their ancestors. They had been taken as captives from Jerusalem during the Babylonian exile, part of a group of Israel's finest, youths without blemish, full of wisdom and understanding, brought into the royal courts to serve King Nebuchadnezzar. Although their Hebrew names were Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, they were renamed with Babylonian titles meant to honor foreign gods. Yet even in this foreign land, under a new identity, their hearts remained faithful to the God of Israel. Over time, these 3 men found favor in the eyes of the king. Their intelligence, integrity, and ability to govern placed them in high-ranking positions over the affairs of Babylon. But while they served with excellence, they never bowed to the gods of the empire. And soon, a test of unimaginable pressure would reveal just how deeply their devotion ran. One day, King Nebuchadnezzar, consumed with pride and the desire for absolute control, issued a royal decree. He commanded the construction of a massive golden statue, an image of power and splendor, standing 90 feet tall and 9 feet wide. It gleamed under the Babylonian sun, erected on the plain of Dura as a symbol of his might and authority. Then, with messengers sent throughout the empire, he declared, "At the sound of the horn, flute, zither, lyre, harp, and every kind of music, all people, regardless of nation, tribe, or tongue, must bow down and worship the golden image. Anyone who disobeyed would face death, thrown into a furnace of blazing fire." The day arrived. Crowds gathered from every corner of the empire. The music played, and thousands dropped to their knees in obedience. But not everyone bowed. In the midst of the sea of worshippers, 3 men stood tall. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego would not bend to an idol. They would not betray their God, not even to save their lives. It didn't take long for jealous officials to notice and report them to the king. Furious, Nebuchadnezzar summoned the 3 and questioned them personally. "Is it true that you do not serve my gods or worship the image I have set up?" he asked. Then, in what seemed like mercy, he offered them a second chance. "When the music plays again, fall down and worship the image I made. But if you do not, you will be thrown immediately into the blazing furnace. Then what God will be able to rescue you from my hand?" But the men did not hesitate. With calm courage and unshakable faith, they answered, "O King Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you in this matter. If we are thrown into the furnace, the God we serve is able to deliver us from it, and he will deliver us from your hand. But even if he does not, we want you to know, we will not serve your gods or worship the golden image you have set up." Their words struck the king like a challenge. His face twisted in rage. He ordered the furnace to be heated 7 times hotter than usual, so hot that the very flames killed the soldiers assigned to throw the 3 men in. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were bound tightly and cast into the heart of the fire. What happened next defied all human reason. As Nebuchadnezzar watched, expecting to see ashes and death, he suddenly stood in astonishment. "Didn't we throw 3 men into the fire?" he asked. "Look, I see 4 men walking freely in the flames, unbound and unharmed, and the 4th looks like a son of the gods." The fire had not consumed them, it had released them. And in that moment, God had entered the fire. Whether it was an angel or a divine manifestation, it was clear. They were not alone. Nebuchadnezzar rushed to the mouth of the furnace and called out, "Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out." And they did. The crowd gasped. Not a hair was singed. Their robes were intact. There was no smell of smoke on them. It was as if the fire had no power over them at all. The king was overwhelmed. Before the assembled rulers and nobles of the empire, he gave praise, not to his gods, but to the God of Israel. Praise be to the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who sent his angel and rescued his servants. They trusted in him and defied the king's command, and were willing to give up their lives rather than worship any god except their own. And with that, the king issued a new decree. No one in all the kingdom was to speak against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, for no other god could save in such a powerful way. The 3 men were honored and promoted once again in Babylon. Their story has endured through generations. not just as a miracle, but as a message that true faith stands firm even in the face of fire. That obedience to God may cost you everything, but God walks with those who walk with Him. And sometimes the fire we fear becomes the place